Hi, so we're Group 7, and our service learning project was making Brockton brighter. We went to the Boys and Girls Club in Brockton and basically did drug awareness for them. So this is our homepage, and we have home, about, method, data, results, gallery, and our references. So you just go to about. This just gives you a little information on the town of Brockton. Brockton is a city in Plymouth County, and it's the seventh largest city in Massachusetts. The community of Brockton is very diverse. Brockton has a population of 94,809, with most of the people being 41% white, 39.2% black, and 7.8% being Hispanic. There's a fun fact about Brockton. It's also referred to as the City of Champions because of the famous boxers that are native to the area. Um, so Brockton and the surrounding towns right now are dealing with a major OxyContin and heroin epidemic. During March 2014, the city dealt with 6 heroin deaths in just 2 weeks, and during the same month, drugs were found on the floor of the adult bathroom in Brockton Elementary School. So the city has attempted to deal with this problem by holding forums and giving equipping its first responders with anti-overdose inhalant called naloxone. Um, so since Brockton has such a high drug problem, our group thought that it would be good to raise awareness about the harmful effects of drugs by going to the Brockton Boys and Girls Club and engaging the youth of the city. We felt that the best way to connect with the kids was to play games with them, so they're able to have fun while learning at the same time. Since we're all going to be future health educators and promoters, it's our responsibility to help come up with a solution to this problem. And then next in our website is methods.
So what we did when we went to the Boys and Girls Club is we thought that a good way to do it would be to have a short quiz about substance abuse. So we picked a few different substances like alcohol, marijuana, tobacco, and we made a 20-question quiz about it. And so what we did when we got there, we were working with a group of teens. So we thought we should make it a little competitive and maybe have some prizes so it would be a little more fun for them. And so we waited until the weather was a little bit warmer, and that's also what the director suggested so that we were able to take the kids outside instead of being cramped into their club. And so what we did was we had 8 teams, and we split them into 2 groups of 4 so that we could make it a little bit a friendly competition. And first we had them take the pre-test. So every time they took the test, it was the same test throughout the program. So the first time they took the test, we split them into their 2 groups. And we said the first team to finish answering all of the questions as best as they could would win a small prize. So we wanted to make that a little competitive too, so it was a little more fun for them. And so we had them do that. One team finished, we had the other team finish as well. We gave the first team to finish a small prize, and then from there we actually went outside and we decided to do a relay with them. And so we went over all of the questions throughout the relay, with 10 of them being relay questions, and the other 10 we just went over out loud with them, and we kept the teams the same. And so for 10 of the questions, we said them out loud and discussed what the answers were. We discussed what the answers were with them and tried to ask them what they thought the answer would be, and we explained why each answer was what it was. And for the other 10 questions, we did a relay. We thought a relay would be a good idea. Not only is it fun, but it's also keeping them active. And so for the relay, we first had them, we would announce the question out loud, and we had the answers on note cards. So each team would have a set of note cards, which were the possible answers. So we would announce the question out loud, and each team would have to discuss with themselves what they thought the answer would be, and they would take that note card, and 2 of them would start the relay. And first they would have to spin around a bat 5 times, and then from there they would take a balloon and put it behind their backs and walk back to back with the balloon in between them sideways to a certain point. And then from there, still keeping the note card in their hand, they had to crab walk backwards to the end point. And the first team to hand over the correct note card first would win the relay and they would win a point. If they didn't have the correct note card, they would have to start the relay over again until someone had the correct answer. And from there, we would again go over the question and go over the answers. And they had a really fun time. They really enjoyed it. It was beautiful weather. It was a cool way to go over the questions. At least they thought so. And then from there, once we finished the relay, we went over all of the questions. We had them take the test one more time just to see what they learned and what kind of impact that our relay and our discussions had on their knowledge of substance abuse and about the questions that we had gone over. And so from there, we were able to realize how the program went, how they enjoyed it. So this was our methods page. We have a picture of them doing their little crab walk backwards. And now we'll go to the data and results page.
So when we had the group of the 8 kids, with the average of the age being 16, there were 17 boys and there was 1 teen girl who participated. When the teens took the test before the relay, their average grade was a 40%. And it was just interesting because they were actually really, really confident when they were taking this test. And we were just like, oh, you know, it wasn't too good. But after going over all the questions during the relay, we had them retake the same test. And when taking the test for the second time, their average grade was a 90%, so we were really happy about the improvement. It showed that there was a clear improvement in their overall knowledge and awareness of substance abuse. There were these 2 teens who approached us before we left to let us know how much they enjoyed the program. They expressed how grateful they were for this short program because it was felt like something that they weren't normally able to, something that they can participate in, so they were really happy about that. And they even told us that if we had an opportunity to do it on a larger scale, maybe a bigger presentation, they would love for us to do something like that. The feedback helped us to understand how important the program was and how programs such as these are very vital to the community of Brockton, how much it is very needed. And overall, me personally, I'm just very happy about this assignment because it was something that I clearly saw an impact on the students. I saw them interested. At first, they weren't too interested, and they were just kind of like, oh, we don't really know if we want to take a test. But when they found out that it had a relay and there was activities afterwards, and the fact that they got to run around and have competition with their friends and learn something, it was a great, great project, and I'm so happy that we were a part of it. And we have some pictures here. I think this is group 1. They were taking their test right here. This is group 2. Very, very competitive. And right here was just an overall picture of the Boys and Girls Club. And that's Jamie showing how to spin around the bat. This is Jamie and Nicole showing how to run with the balloon. This is them contemplating who's going to spin around the bat because nobody wanted to get dizzy. And finally, someone was chosen, spinning around the bat. These 2 were the most competitive. They wanted to crab walk every single time, so they were definitely into it. And here they are again. And these are the 2 teams that asked us to come back and see if we could do the project on a larger scale. And that, well, me personally speaking for myself, that was the most, that left the most impressionable mark on me because it made me feel like what we did mattered. So, and here are our references.